want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Candy Shop. I am Candace.
And I am So Debonair.
And this is Champagne and Things, where we cover hot topics, celebrity topics, and just crazy topics as well. And so, first of all, how have you been?
I have been living. I'm here. I am present. Life has been pretty good for the most part. With the school year, it's been interesting. But I'm enjoying life at this point. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying life as well. You know what I'm going through right now, but I'm doing extremely well. But let me say hello to the people in the chat. So, hey, Chi-Town Naija girl. She says, welcome to Champagne and Things with Candy and So Debonair. Please hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell so you would be notified every time the Candy Shop goes live.
Hey.
And hey, Chef Hannah, thank you for the super sticker. Chef Hannah, they were just asking about you last week. Or I think it was last week or the week before last, of when we would come back and do Mimosa Monday. So I let them know that it may come back. I just had stopped doing Mimosa Monday, so that's why y'all haven't seen Hannah. But thank you, Hannah. Hey, Dimply, good to see you. And hey, Oval.
Hey, Oval.
Comedian, good to see you as well. So we have somewhat deeper topic to talk about tonight. It's me and Deb was talking behind the scenes. Yeah, share it on your channel. We was talking behind the scenes. We're gonna start with 50 Cent first because that's more of a lighter topic. 50 Cent apologized to Meg Thee Stallion. And do you want to talk more about this story?
Hold on, I'm trying to share it to my channel real quick.
Yeah, hell has froze over because 50 has apologized to Meg Thee Stallion. That's what it appears. He's been trolling her throughout the time that she went on to Gayle King's show. And so he gave the reason as to why he was trolling her. And now he wants to apologize because, like everybody else, he's heard the call between Chelsea and Tory Lanez. And so I want to get your thoughts. So, Deb, whenever you do, share and get ready. Okay. And I was going to say, just a disclaimer to my family. Now, I've shared this on my Facebook page. I don't tend to like to do that because my family is kind of judgmental at times, and I do hookah, I drink, I cuss a little bit. So be prepared. Don't send me no inbox saying that I wasn't a good representation or whatever, because I don't care. But what are your thoughts on that?
I think so. I did watch it on Sherelle's channel, and I heard what she said, and I kind of agree with Sherelle. I think that he only apologized for business purposes. I don't think that he really apologized because he felt sorry.
Right. And yes, the red couple.
50 Cent is not a person that I feel like apologizes because he's actually sorry for anything. Hey, Miss Ree. Right. I think that he apologizes because he's strategic about his business moves.
So how would him apologizing affect his business? What did Meg Thee Stallion have to do with his business?
Well, she's signed to Roc Nation. So it would definitely, work for him in business decisions. If he wants to move further in the industry, because Jay-Z is like that guy. So I think that he definitely apologized I don't say he definitely, I want to say that he did. I hope that he apologized because he understood that he knew he was wrong. That's my wish. I hope that he really apologized because he felt like he was actually really wrong. Yeah.
And Oval said 50 Cent is all for 50, period. Yeah. So I thought he was being genuine. I don't know. I don't follow this man because he's always trolling people. And so I was shocked that he did apologize. I watched it on where did I see that? On Hollywood Linked or Unlocked. Yeah. Hollywood Unlocked. And I was shocked that he apologized. He seemed like he was somewhat genuine. He said that initially the reason why he didn't want to he was trolling her was because she lied about sleeping with Tory Lanez on the Gayle King show, which I think that's still stupid to troll her. And the fact that he had to hear the call in order for him to believe her, that I didn't like that part of the apology. But
that's a lot of people, though. A lot of people felt that way until they heard the call.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah,
which is so crazy. But now did you want to move on to the next topic, or because I didn't have any more to say on this?
Well, I just wanted to say, if he was sincere, I am happy that. Why am I stuttering?
Hey, no.
I'm happy that if he was sincere, I'm happy that he actually did that. I think that Sherelle brought some good points. Like, he hasn't even apologized to his son, so why were you apologizing to Megan Thee Stallion? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But if he's sincere about it, I am happy that he did do that. I hope that he proves that he's sincere about that apology as well, because 50 Cent is a troll. We all know that he trolls the internet, he trolls the celebrities for the most part. And to have that, to if it's real, it's a big step for him.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I agree with what you and Sherelle said about him. Why didn't he apologize to his son? If he's going to apologize, because that's the person that needs the biggest apology.
Yeah.
So it definitely sounds like it's about business moves.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. So going to our next topic. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with Chef Way. I'm going to put up his picture with his fiance. But this man right here has gotten popular on TikTok. He has, I think, over 250,000 followers on TikTok. He is also, and I found this out today, he's also an assistant DA in Houston for Harris County. So he's a lawyer as well. But apparently back in 2015, 2016, he had a different Twitter page or Twitter handle where he was bashing Black women. And so I'm going to show y'all some of his tweets, but that's his woman. And he was bashing dark-skinned Black women at that. So one of his tweets, this is one where he says, well, somebody was shaking my head. The dark one messed up the pic. He replied by basically taking the girl out, saying that it was fixed. With this woman here, which I think is this the girl in Love and Hip Hop. This looks like the girl, one of the she was on Love and Hip Hop. This looks like this girl, but I don't know. But he basically
I've never seen her Love and Hip Hop.
Remember the other Scrappy that was in jail? And Scrap, his baby mama. That was like, she worked at the strip club and she had the kids and stuff.
That's not her.
Oh, it looks like her.
That's not her.
But yeah, he says she's too Black. He put up this tweet with this young woman, and he basically said he sees no difference. And he has her next to trash.
Wow.
He also put up a tweet about Sandra Bland, talking about, you must have been there. If Black Lives Matter to Sandra Bland, she wouldn't have taken her own life. I'm serious too. And then recently he's tried to apologize because he got several endorsements and things because of his.
But that wasn't his tweet. The first one you just posted up.
It was. He actually did tweet it. Somebody retweeted.
But that's her tweet right there.
I know, but this is what I don't think.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So he tweeted, though, if Black Lives Matter to Sandra Bland, she wouldn't have taken her own life. Yeah, he tweeted that. So recently he tried to try to say an apology. He said, to those I've hurt with my past tweets that have resurfaced, I am deeply sorry. That was a moment in my life where I was sick in more ways than one. Cooking saved me. You have watched a flawed man heal. I will continue to heal and learn. Thanks for being along the journey. So I'm utterly disgusted. I don't see how cooking has helped him help him make it. I'm gonna go to these comments. The one thing that gets me is that he's a DA in Houston. So think about this is what they said on the news too. Think about all the Black women that he basically did not help.
Right.
He was probably harsher to them. And then when you look at his fiance is a non-Black woman. I was watching some of the TikToks on some of the TikToks, they mentioned that, well, one lady was like, she thought that it was a white man behind this page until his mother came forward and said that she didn't support how he was speaking. So it is all crazy. Shadow says she don't know him because we don't want him. Yes. Oh, I got a couple of words for Chef Way. Right. That's not her. Okay. It looked like her to me. That girl. He doesn't like his own mother. Yeah, he's definitely about to be canceled. Cooking cure colorism. Who knew? They have been dragging him down to the Twitter, right? And down to the TikTok as well. He's been getting dragged. But this man, this man, it goes to show you, it's a lot of things have come to play, because he had a tweet out there saying that black bitches are are good for punching bags. So my thing that really gets under my skin is why every time we go online, we do have to have black men just bashing us. It's always men that look like us that are like him, and that basically uplift these lighter skinned non-black women, and constantly use us as a punching bag. It's like they think we're the lowest hanging fruit. They think nobody is there to protect us, and a lot of times it's us coming to bat for ourselves.
Well, who is protecting black women?
Us, black women. we are the only ones protecting ourselves.
And I agree with Val. He's full of shit. He's full of it.
He is definitely full of it. And this goes into our discussion though about black men protecting black women. We were talking about this behind the scenes. So I'm gonna let you have the floor, so there for a little bit.
No.
I'm gonna be doing my hookah and sipping my drink while you
so me and the Ken Shop, we were talking about this behind the scenes, and I was just saying, you know, when it comes down to this conversation, it's a hard topic to have a conversation about. Not because black women shouldn't be protected, but it's hard to talk about because I just think about my own personal experiences that I've had when it comes to black women, and it hasn't been the greatest. I'll say that, you know, with the black women that I do know that are like, you know, we have a great friendship. It's cool, but like I've never been bombarded the way I have been with black women, with anyone in my life. Like never. Not even with heterosexual men who don't agree with my sexuality. And so my question is that, you know, when people are watching how black women are treating each other, and I already know that, you know, black people kill black people, all that stuff. But when we're having a topic about, you know, protecting black women, you know, what does that look like? You know, I think we've had this conversation like many of times at this point, me and you. And even the first time we had it, it was like there was no real answer for the people that we had the conversation with. I know you contacted me and you gave me an answer, but the black women on that panel never really gave me an answer. So I think that there has to be like some kind of space where like it's an open space to talk about this. And I feel like we're a good duo to do this. About like having this conversation about what does this look like for everybody outside of black women on how to support black women. What does that look like?
For me, a lot of times, I mean, it's different things. Like when y'all see black men like him, speak up. Like start holding each other accountable as black men. Like you don't see that a lot. You don't see a lot of black men stepping up and being like, hey, why are you doing this? So for us, we shouldn't always have to come to bat for ourselves. There should be black men stepping up and actually saying something, especially some of those larger platformed black men that say that they're advocate for black women. They need to speak up and say something. Like, stop being quiet. And I know I do want to go to a comment you made, and we're going to, I'm not going to say their names because I do want to talk about the other YouTubers. So
Okay.
there are two YouTubers right now going back and forth with each other. One is in jail. And so Deb asked me, he said, how can we support y'all and y'all are attacking each other? So
Mm.
my question to that was, to me, and the way that I received that, and y'all might not receive it that way, but the way that I received that question was, it's like a white person asking us, how can y'all be upset about us killing y'all when y'all are killing each other? As a Black woman, I'll say as a woman, period, we go back and forth. And I know you said Black men don't attack each other, they don't do this. But in that particular situation,
Well, let's say that Black men don't attack each other. I said it just like in this way. Like, I mean, like for me, this is my own personal experience.
let me finish. I want to
Okay.
finish
Okay.
my
I'm sorry.
thought.
Go ahead.
But I was going to say, in the case of those two YouTubers, those are two women that were friends, and they were fighting, and now that it just, there was no bottom to what each of them would do. But I don't look at it as being these Black women tearing themselves down or whatever. To me, it was two women fighting. Women fight all the time. Nobody says anything about the women on these reality shows, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the white women that go after each other. It's always going back to Monique on Potomac. Always, oh, we're so aggressive. You're not a good representation of Black women because you're fighting on TV. No, it was two friends that got into a fight. I'm not representing nobody. If I have a disagreement with somebody, I don't think, oh, me as a Black woman, let me go and not do this because this is a Black woman. No, if I have a disagreement with somebody, that's my disagreement. But what I don't appreciate is Black men coming unwarranted and just going after Black women. And to me, that's the difference. And Shaitan says she isn't friends with anybody. At one time, they both were friends. To me, both of them, nobody is good in that situation. They both done things. So I know people sympathize with one. There's children on both sides, and if you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
I don't want to really compare this to them because I mean that's
Yeah,
just it's not a good comparison.
yeah,
But let's like compare this with the Megan Thee Stallion situation, right?
yeah.
Um, I think that that's more of a like a level situation. When it came down to her, like people just didn't believe her. You know, I mean, I did my interview with Monique. She does not believe what she believes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I really believe that this happened to her. Like, I don't really, I laughed and joked with her because, me and her, we're really good friends. So that's her beliefs. I can't change anybody how anybody believes anything. But I think when it comes down to supporting, um, there has to be some sort of like layout for how this looks. And for me personally, I just don't see what that looks like. And it's like because you can support Black women all you want, but on Mad Day, oh, it's no holds bar.
Thank you. Let's talk about your thoughts on, because people put Meg and Kelsey up against each other.
Okay.
Did you look at that as two Black women tearing each other down, or what were your thoughts on that?
I don't think that it was about two Black women tearing each
Yeah,
other down. I think it was about Megan and Tori. I don't think that Kelsey and Megan was a thing.
yeah, I agree.
I never would even put that up against them. Even when we were talking about it on, because I went on a few channels, like I went on to Conscious channel, and I said, I don't think that Kelsey was really mad at the situation between Tori and Megan. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that she cares. She had a whole boy. She called her man in the car. So it wasn't that. Like for me, like I try to rationalize and like really like humanize the situation. And for me, that was not oh, we fighting over this man situation. I don't think it had anything to do with that.
Can I ask you this? For you, what do you feel is a way to support Black women?
I think what I've been doing is just like, like I'll say this, for the person that, we don't deal with anymore. When I saw something going wrong with this person in real life, I confronted a security guard over this person
Mm-hmm.
because they were treating her bad. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's the way that I do it. I can't guess on how to support Black women because when I ask a question, there's never a real answer. So I just have to go off what I know to do, what I've been doing for my entire life with the black women that I've been around my life. When one of my best friends was going through a situation where where she got pregnant by this boy, and he tried to say this wasn't his baby, I was about to fight the boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you know this is your baby. Like, I support my friend do that way. My best friend, she's a girl. Her mother, like I support her in every way, emotionally. You know, if she needs something from me, anyway, I support her every way I can. I support the women that I know because I know how to do that. When it comes to women outside the people that I know, it's like, what do you do? Because it's like, you know, you can support them, but when you do something wrong, you're like the worst person on this earth. And you know, you can't have a mad day because then it turns on you. You can't say nothing that's bad out of anger because it turns bad on you. And I've experienced that. No one really kind of talks about the other side to that. And I feel like when we were talking about this, that's why I want to talk about it, because it's like everybody is human. Like, we're all human beings outside of our sex, male, female, cis, whatever letter you are in the alphabet, everything. We're all humans, right?
Yeah.
But there is a call to action when it comes to black women, because there needs to be some support there.
Right.
And when you're asking black women to, you know, how to support them and they can't even tell you, for me, that's a problem.
Right. I agree with Shaitan, and I'm going to say a couple of things. So Shaitan said, I don't support you because of your race or color. I support you because of your actions. Exactly.
Right.
So in regards to your question about supporting black women, your question was very complex because most black men do support the black women that are closest to them.
Mm-hmm.
But on a larger scale, for black women that they don't know, they do not support. Like, prime example is Breonna Taylor. You had, or even Meg Thee Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of black men turning their backs on Meg Thee Stallion. They didn't have a close relationship to her. So why do I have to even believe her? Why do I have to, just because she's black, I'm not gonna, it's almost like they have that idea, just because this woman is black, it ain't a color thing. This woman lying and all, or y'all doing this to the black man. But what I would need on a larger scale is for more black men to show up in those cases, to show that they're supporting. Because I've never had an issue with black men that were close to me speaking up for me. They speak up for me all the time, but when it comes to a larger scale or as a whole, black men are nowhere to be found. And I think that's the difference.
But let's think about when I actually asked that question, right? I didn't know any of y'all like that. We never met in person or anything. Well, I did meet one of y'all in person. But outside of that, I didn't meet any of y'all. I didn't know y'all. I knew how to support the women in my life, and I made that very clear. But I wanted to know how to support outside of that situation, out of my personal life. And it was like, again, you gave me a way to do it. But there was like 5 black women that was like, just stay out of black women's business. Like, that's not how you support black women. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we're going to say that, there needs to be some kind of call to action on how to do that. And
I think in that, well, I'll let you finish your statement and then I'll go.
I feel like in that moment, I felt a little defeated because I was like, well, I mean, I don't really be in black women's business, but, you know, and that wasn't really the question that I asked. I was asking, you know, what does it look like for a black man, or for me as a black man, to support black women? Again, I know how to support the women that are in my life. And I mean, like, now you're my life. Like, you know, for you, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in my life. Nola, Princess, all y'all know I got y'all. But outside of that, you know, what does that look like? And I don't feel like I got an answer.
I think because the answer was very complex. And so, like, in that specific situation, like you said, those were 5 black women that you really weren't close to. Right. And so maybe they were thinking, in the sense, like, when you asked the question initially, I thought, oh, you want to know how to support me knowing me. But I guess what would have added more clarity to it is had you explain, like, on a larger scale.
Shy time. No, it wasn't. It wasn't even that. I'm sorry. It wasn't even that. I just read her
It
comment.
was on a live Chi-Town.
It was on a larger scale because it's like, I know how to support people that I know, but outside of that, like, what does that look like? How do we do that? Because I mean, I guess with the Megan the same thing. Like, I don't know her, so I'm like, you know what? I feel like Tori shot her. I'm riding for Megan the Stallion. That's all I know how to do. I don't care what anybody says. Megan Thee Stallion got shot in the foot. Tory Lane shot her. I'm writing for that. You know what I'm saying? I know to do that part. But what else is needed from us as outside of being a black woman? Like, what is needed for black people, for anybody, white people, black people, whatever? Like, what is actually needed for black women so that there's like a layout for people to know? Because maybe people don't know.
In those days of when we get guys like this Chef Way that does these posts like this, more black men need to speak out on stuff like that.
Okay.
One person that does it, and I know he's very controversial. A lot of people don't like him. I don't agree with some of his views, but then I do like some of his stuff. Dr. Umar Johnson. He is an advocate for black women. I will give him that. He spoke out against Kevin Samuels. He speaks out against, well, of course, he does not like mixed relationships in none of that. He wants it all black. Do I agree with everything he says? No, but I can say that this man is an advocate for black women. And so
I spoke out against Kevin Samuels.
I know nobody ever, and that's the thing. I want to know: did somebody tell you that you weren't an advocate for black women, or like what? Where is this coming from?
No, I just want to know how to be a better person when it comes to supporting black women. That was my question. Like, I know I support black women, but like, what is like the main thing that? So what does that look like for a black person or anybody that's not a woman, that's a black woman? What does that journey look like for another person, so that we can know how to support black women? I think that a lot of people don't know how to. And so, like, can we have that conversation? Like, what does that actually look like? If it's not somebody you personally know, whatever. Like, I mean, I understand. Like, if I'm out and I see something happen with a black woman, yo, I'm stepping in. That's not appropriate. Yo, I will fight your ass. I'm down for it. I don't deal with that. I don't like that. But what does that look like for people outside of just being a black woman? Like, what does it look for everybody else?
For me, it looks like y'all coming together, just like black women. We rallied behind all those young black men that were murdered. Like we literally got up ourselves and rallied behind. Y'all need to get up and come together as black men, meet with each other, talk to each other, and figure out how to support us. Because it's only so much that we can do. But black men sometimes need to take the lead in that. Like, step up, be proactive about it.
Got you. That makes sense. Got you.
Yeah, Chateau said, I need to know if I'm out in the street and someone is mistreating me, that that black man across the street will come over and protect me. Right.
I did that, and then I did that to one of our old friends, and she still shitted on me. So,
oh God,
I'm gonna just say that.
But with our old friends, and I'm sure she appreciated that at the time. But y'all, it was
and her husband was there.
It was other things outside of her being a black woman, though, that as to why y'all relationship soured. So
no, I'm not saying that's why it's soured. I'm saying me as a black man, her husband was there. Yeah. But I stood up as a black man and was like, no, this shit ain't right. I'm not sitting around for this. I called for a manager. I called for the supervisor. I called for everybody because what was happening wasn't right to me. And they were treating her wrong.
Nihar, I don't really follow Umar Johnson like that. A lot of times his stuff, I see clips of it and he's saying really good things about black women. So I don't know if I just thought he supported black women as a whole. I didn't know if whether or not he put stipulations on it about them being submissive or not. Chi-Town said, every time a black man gets shot, a murder, black women are the first to jump up and protest, step up and make noise. Look at the Shanquilla Robinson case. It's dying down. It definitely is dying down.
It's also the LGBT community as well.
Yeah. I will say this though, with Shanquilla, you stepped up and you were very loud and clear about what needed to be done. So that was good.
I think there's a lot of I mean, and again, it's so hard because people will like, are you black? Or are you gay first? I'm like, I don't even give a damn which one came first. For me, I think because I am a part of that community and the things that we had to battle, like I do see the plight for is it plight the right word for black women? Is the plight the right word?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understand that a little bit more, or a lot of bit more. I also was raised by women, so for me, it's nothing to protect women for me.
Yeah.
But if I have another male around me, like I want to know to tell them like what it looked like. You know what I'm saying for me, so I can explain it because it's natural for me to do it. You know what I'm saying, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to say, hey, you know what, bro? Like, because I have heterosexual friends and gay friends, but I want to be like, listen, you got to do a better job, and this is how. But I don't feel like I've ever heard how. I know how I do it, but from a black woman, like I would like to hear that, so I can be like, listen, this is what they told me. This is what you need to do.
Yeah. Well, we're at the halfway point. I do want to drop the link, but I know I'm gonna share your commercial.
Oh yes, let me talk to y'all about it real quick though. Y'all, I've been vlogging, and I'm super excited about it. And so I do have a commercial we're about to play. It does say I'm going to start doing it in February, but I've actually started it this month. But in February, you're going to get a vlog every day, so you can play it whenever you're
Okay. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Did it? Okay.
ready.
There it is.
You got to move me hard.
Access granted.
I feel like being so debonair is like it's me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not cocky, but when you tell me I'm the best, I already know.
And y'all can follow
That
that
was it.
at, it's called I thought I put the one with the actual dates and stuff on it, but I didn't. Y'all can follow that at Being So Debonair. That's my vlog channel. I actually just recorded one today, will be released tomorrow. So please subscribe to my vlog channel, guys. I'm super excited
Yes.
about it.
And it's actually I feature it on my channel, his vlog channel as well. But hey, Miss Renee, good to see you.
Hey,
Hey,
what's
Lamar,
going on, Lamar?
as well. So I'm gonna drop this link for anybody that wants to come and give their thoughts on what we've talked about tonight. So we talked about 50 Cent, we talked about Chef Boy, and we basically talked about supporting Black women and how we can do that. Oh, look at Nihar flirting with Lamb.
I finally caught Lamar on live for the first time like 2 days ago, and I
Yeah,
enjoyed the live.
cool. Lamar, come join us. He probably has a show now. But this topic is a very good topic. Initially, when I started this channel, I talked more about these things. I stopped and started doing celebrity stuff, but I enjoy having these conversations because they're needed.
I would love for some more Black women to come up here and talk with us about this because, again, like I want to share this because I
Yes.
want people to know, like on my Facebook, I have a lot of like heterosexual male friends, and I would love to take a clip from this and post it on my Facebook. I actually have a friend I might bring on my channel. I might want to bring you with on my channel on that day to have this conversation because I feel like it's an important conversation, but there has to be like some guidelines. There has to be something. I know that it's almost like, talking to white people about Black people, like, I don't want to teach you, like, you should look it up, but I want to talk about it because I want people to, I want men to understand, Black men to understand what it looked like to support Black women, period. I do.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life, like my family, it was always women, 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 everything. Church was Women's Day this week. Women's Day was next. Women's Day was every month.
Why don't you have a conversation with men only though, and you guys come up with ideas on?
Actually, I talked to the guy that was saying I want to talk to you. Well, I want you to come up with. I talked to him about this.
I think you should
I just
invite
never did it.
Lamar and Busy and whoever else. Red
Well,
Label.
Busy is very pro Black woman.
Yes, and
So
I used to get mad at him supporting Candace on Potomac,
Mhm.
and he always said it was colorism, and he was correct. Well, I said it was colorism too, but he has always been an advocate for her.
Yeah.
And I'm really liking her this season.
Me too.
What I did not like about her was the fact that she was acting like Monique was aggressive. So I ain't forgot about that stuff. But
and I think a lot of us were in the middle space with that. Like we were trying to figure that out because it was two dark skin, or not dark skin, but like brown skin women, you know?
Women, yeah.
And I didn't like I think we're probably on the same page when it comes to that, because it was like, well, because I know that I'm in this basketball wives group and they post about Potomac a lot. And they posted the clip of Monique and Candace this last week. And I always see that hand from Giselle that pushed Monique.
Right.
And I'm like, it's to this day, it blows my mind that Giselle never was held accountable for starting that fight.
Hey, Toria, good to see you.
Hey, Toria.
Right. With that, I don't know. The colorism on that show, it makes me like, I watch the show, but I'm not in a rush to see it because I'm disgusted at the fact that they allow Robin and Giselle to get away with so much stuff. And now Mia gets away with a lot. And so it's starting to make me think it really is colorism on this show. They edit and paint Candace to be so Candace and Wendy to be so aggressive. Even last week's show when they were at Karen's comedy show, or I don't know what that was, variety show, whatever she called herself doing with Jasmine Masters. But when Ashley brought her friend and kept trying to get Candace to talk to her, I'm like, why? They're trying to create this scene and bring out an aggression in Candace. And I'm so glad at the way that she handled herself.
Candace handled herself very well.
I was proud to be a Candace.
I'll tell you this. Chris is my friend on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And the year that Monique and Candace got into it, I told him, I was like, listen, I really want Candace to understand the art of shading and not what she's doing.
Yeah, she be roasting.
Because Candace be like, your mama's dead and fuck your mom. Like
below the belt, and it be like,
no. And she has to say that, y'all. I'm just exaggerating, but that's how it feels when she says some stuff. I'm like, I need her to understand the art of shading. And this season, Candace is shading the out of people. Like, I love Candace shade. I told Chris, I said, if Candace learns art of shading and then uses that, like I can't do nothing else, Candace was going to win every day. And the way that Candace moving this season, like, I love it.
Right. Nihar
because, I mean, if you think about, like, even Giselle, like, Giselle can't shade. She shades in the confessionals. And, like, when it's happening, she can't do it. Karen will just trash your ass, but she's only going to do it with Giselle. She doesn't do it with anybody else. So, you know, for me, Nihar said, so Deb, explain why Stacey Abrams had more black male support 4 years ago and F Killer Mike. Let me tell you something. F Killer Mike, I'm with F Killer Mike and T.I. Because what's her name? Keisha Lance Bottoms. She wanted to be the celebrity of Atlanta and not the what was she, the mayor?
She was the mayor of Atlanta, yes.
Yeah, the mayor. She wanted to be the celebrity of Atlanta, not the mayor. And I made a video about it during COVID because I was not there for Keisha at all. She was a mess, and she went on and she lied. She told those people, she said, I just want a peaceful protest, and they were down there peacefully protesting. The news was reporting that they were peacefully protesting. Yeah. Here come the cops, running them people over. And now all of a sudden it's a mayhem, but it's because of the police. It wasn't because of the people. The news literally, and it's on. I'm private that video. The news was reporting that they were peacefully protesting, and then when the police showed up and started with them shields and stuff, run them over, that's when things changed. Then she was like, "Well, Killer Mike and T.I. owns this, ma'am. They weren't bombarded. They weren't tearing up T.I. and Killer Mike shit. They went to the Lennox.
Right. Thank you.
This is
went to the Lennox and the Buckhead. That's where the mess went on at. So she was wrong. She didn't know what she was talking about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let Lamar talk in a second, but this is what got me about Keisha Lance Bottoms. I loved her at first because she's an HBCU graduate. She came through like I was loving her, Stacey Abrams, like all of them, Kamala Harris, but Stacey Abrams seemed just as shady as Kwame Kilpatrick in Detroit. It's like, why when we get these black mayors, stuff like this happens? So, and I'm not going to say all black mayors because I shout out to my classmate who's a mayor of Jackson, Mississippi. I'm not going to say his name now. It's so hard to pronounce. But I don't know what happened with Keisha. It was like she was trying to appeal to the celebrities and not really appeal to her people.
She wanted to be the celebrity of Atlanta. She was not trying to be the mayor. She wanted to be on T.I.'s new album. She wanted to be on Growing Up Hip Hop. Atlanta. She wanted to be the celebrity of Atlanta. That was her problem. Because when them kids got put out of that car, I was done with her ass.
Right.
During COVID, I was done with her because, again, what she asked for, they were doing that. There was she gave a curfew. My son is at home and he is at home. I'm like, ma'am, your son should be down there protesting about the shit that's going on in Atlanta. But okay, he's at home. Why does everybody say go home because your son's at home? It doesn't make any sense. She was so oblivious. T.I. and Killer Mike owns these parts. Y'all tearing them up. I'm like, ma'am, they haven't torn up anything that T.I. and Killer Mike even owns. She didn't know anything.
Right. And I agree with Toria in regards to Candace from Housewives of Potomac as well. But Lamar, what are your thoughts on everything?
I haven't watched any.
Well, the main thing was the colorism and the situation. Do you follow Dr. Umar Johnson?
I've seen him before. I've heard him talk before.
Does he want a submissive black woman, or?
I don't think. I think he does. I think he definitely wants a submissive black woman, and he's the one that don't feel like black folks should date white outside their race, right?
Correct. I just thought he was an advocate for black women, period. I didn't know we had to be submissive now.
Yeah, cool. He seems definitely like a chauvinist to me. Tori, I haven't. I just want to be in the I just want to come on here with them and hang.
What were your thoughts? What do you think about Chef Way? Have you heard of the things about him and his tweets and all that?
Catch me up. I literally just popped.
Chef Way is a chef. His TikTok is very popular, or his TikTok channel is very popular. He has over 250,000 people that follow him. He made some very colorist, mean tweets towards black women. He come to find out he's also a prosecutor or an assistant DA for Harris County in Houston, Texas. So, he was getting endorsements. I'll put up some of the tweets. Let me take this down. I'll put up some of the tweets again for those that are just joining me. So this is Chef Way, and that's his fiance.
Oh, he got him a Korean or something.
This is one of his tweets.
What? He said she's too black. Oh, I love a good chocolate woman.
And she looks beautiful.
Yeah, this is another one.
I see whoa.
But I mean, she's not. I guess when I seen this one, she's not really like dark skinned though.
He has an issue with black women.
Period. Oh, all black women. Okay.
Matter about dark anything lighter, anything darker than his fiance, he has a problem with.
Oh well, child, he gonna have a problem.
Yes, he put up this.
He needed ass whoop.
Yes.
I'm not endorsing violence, but he needs to be.
And then he made comments about Sandra Bland. Now, this is a retweet. He's since then deleted his Twitter, but people, stuff, you put something online, people gonna catch it. So
I want to know what she was saying that he must have been there for.
Did she unalive herself?
No.
Right.
The police were responsible.
But what was that girl saying that he must have been there for?
The fact that he's just saying that. I think she was being sarcastic. But then he came out with his apology because he's getting lots of endorsements and things from people because of his channel on TikTok. And he has this, I just saw the other day, I started following him, but I unfollowed. He has a oxtail pasta and it looked good. And so, like, he's a really good chef. I did not know he was a DA at all, and a prosecutor in Houston. That came out.
Gonna lose his job.
Yeah. They're asking for him to lose his job. Yeah. It's made the news in Texas, and so they're saying that he could have been unjustly prosecuting Black women.
Right.
He probably has been
biased.
Mm-hmm.
Can you bring a picture of him up again real quick?
Yeah, and he's on our thumbnail as well, but this is his picture.
Is he hot?
I mean, he look all right.
Okay.
He looks like a gerbil to me.
But the fact that my main thing is men like him that make these Black women bash channels, because his whole Twitter handle or page back in 2015, 2016 was nothing but tweets like that bashing Black women. And then once he got popular on TikTok, they said he deleted his Twitter.
That's weird. Hopefully they take him down off of TikTok too. While the three of you together, what did you think about the 6-year-old who shot his teeth?
Do you want to get into? No, we can get into that if y'all want to. Right after this, if you want to, we can get into this.
I ain't caught up on nothing. I ain't heard about it.
We can get into it now. So Deb, you can talk more about it.
I thought this was very sad. I don't think that they told why. We haven't heard why what happened. I don't think I got into an argument, but they just say what happened with this. For me as a school teacher, it's very scary for me. This is why I did not want to be into the school system, because you do have disgruntled students all the time. I just got pulled into the office last week because a student told their parent that I gave him silent lunch and he didn't do anything. And literally, when we went through, I took pictures. I take pictures of everything, and I do video. I video record everything. So there was he said that I gave him a silent lunch because he, I think he was talking or something. Whatever he did, I gave him and everybody else who was doing it with him silent lunch. But I took a picture of the board so I knew who had it, because I will forget. So I sent it to the mother. I was like, listen, everybody had it. It wasn't just him. And she was like, oh, well, he didn't say that. Prior to this, he did this before this. He said that I don't like him, and that I don't remember what the first one was. So now, like, the teachers at the school are like, just don't deal with him. If something happens with him, just tell us, because they don't want me to get into the situation with him. But it's like he lies a lot. And so it's like, well, what do you do? Just let him do what he's doing and then don't do anything. And then when he does come to school with the damn gun, I mean, what happens? You know what I'm saying? For me, this is traumatizing, because what is this, a student, that's doing this with this kid,
And a 6-year-old to me, because I have a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old still seems like a baby. So it's like, how do they even have this thought process?
These COVID kids are very different.
How did he get a gun?
Very different.
Yeah, I would definitely charge the parents, because how did he get a gun?
Because the COVID kids are different. First of all, these kids haven't been in school at all. They got to school in 2nd grade or 1st grade, so they don't know anything. They're struggling with learning.
So should there be metal detectors in schools, you think?
I believe so.
Elementary school?
I believe so. I think they should.
Sure, you got kids bringing in guns. They got very inconspicuous metal detectors these days. Well, it ain't the big bulky thing. It could just be a norm for doors, in my opinion, of coming in and out. So you got 6-year-olds bringing guns into school. That's great. You just started 5 is kindergarten, ain't it? What grade is 6 years old?
5 and 6.
Yeah.
They turned 6 in kindergarten.
And this kid brought a gun to school.
Mine was like 7 and 8 and 9, so 2nd grade.
And knew how to use it. Formulated in his head that he was going to use it. That makes me wonder about the parents as well, of course.
Let me tell you something, right? When I'm teaching, these kids be popping in desk open, shut the desk. Close that. Why you open this desk? You don't open no desk while I'm in the classroom.
I was gonna say, back when we were in school, the teachers were more of the aggressive ones. I had a teacher that used to throw scissors and books at us. So
Right now you got to. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Last year, this boy came into my classroom. He would throw desks, he would throw chairs, everything. The teacher that I worked with last year, she threw a chair into the locker. I mean, it was so crazy. I was like, God damn. But I understood why she did it because she was like, I could throw desks and chairs too. Like, this is not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids right now, these are COVID kids. Y'all, they haven't been in school for 2 years. They've been at home with mom and dad doing whatever they want to do. When they were at home learning, they weren't learning. They were cleaning up while they were at school. These kids have no sense of being in class. It's hard for these kids to learn. They know what mom and dad said to do. So right now in this space, I do get it because these kids have no sense of respect of anyone else besides mom and dad or grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, whoever the caretaker is.
That's
none.
And Toria said it was a 9mm.
Whoa.
And Cheryl is peach. I gave my little disclaimer about doing my hookah and drinking on here. So, but yeah, the story with the 6-year-old, it shocked me. But I would definitely 100% blame those parents. Because one, how is your child having access to your gun?
Right.
Like, why is
knowing how to use it?
And are y'all, as parents, I want to know, do they meet with the teacher? Do they go? Because why would my son have this much anger towards the teacher to shoot the teacher? Like, what led up to this? Those are the things that I want to know.
We still don't know that part. We don't know that the answers to that part yet.
I don't understand why. I mean, if there were issues ongoing, has the child went home and told his parents or not? Has there been any communication? I wonder. I can't wait till all of it comes out. Well, we won't get with one side. Shoot, unless something's documented. Because the teacher gone.
Parents have to stop. I know they talk about calling on YouTube, but parents have to stop calling their children.
Yes,
because just to be honest, these kids right now, like our COVID kids, they have no sense of respect for adults at all, unless it's mom, dad, or guardian. None. They will cuss you out. They will cuss everybody else out. This boy in my classroom literally tells other kids in my class that he can't wait to their parents go to heaven.
Oh my goodness.
So as an educator, would you say that there's a possibility there's kids that are well behaved at home with their parents and then turn into an entirely different type of disobedient child and when they get to school?
There's very few kids that are well behaved because of their parents. Even when we do our parent-teacher conferences or like at the beginning of the year, when we're teaching them about like, literacy and things like that, like the parents don't know any of it. Math, don't even ask them. They can't help their kids with the homework. The kids get frustrated at home. They don't do it. Some of the parents do the homework for their kids because they don't want them to go to the next grade. And I heard something. Oh my God! I hope nobody from my job is even watching this today. But I heard something yesterday that really discouraged me. One of the directors from the school, she was saying that they don't want to hold the kids back because if they hold them back, how will they change? Will the lesson plan change?
What?
We've been holding kids being
let's say your kids are
no problem home.
Let's say your kids are like failing this year, right? And they want to hold them back. What happens next year when they hold them back? Like, because they're going to have the same lesson plan.
They go to a different.
So they just pass them along.
Well, for me, I'll say this because my son is 14 now, but he was held back in the first grade, and I think it's not about the lesson plan needing to be different. I changed the way that I did things. So when in the first grade, he was on an IEP. I was working. They would have the meetings. I wouldn't go. So when he got held back, I'm thinking if I would have went to these meetings, if I would have truly listened to them and went and worked with him, then he would not have been held back. So I changed my approach. I started going to every meeting that they had. So to me, it shouldn't be the lesson plan changing. It should be the parents getting more involved in their child's learning.
That's very true.
Like, and gotta look at other resources.
But you have to understand that there's not a lot of parents like that, though.
I was just about to say that you are smart, professional, intelligent, and then you got to think of some of these idiots that's on the internet. Just think of some of the people we know from YouTube, the YouTube streets, and think of some of the people we know from Facebook. These are actually people parenting and teaching kids how to be how they are. So that's very scary. It's a vicious cycle.
Mm-hmm.
One of my students' parents, she has like 12 kids at the school in different grades. She has a YouTube channel. Kids don't know nothing. Kids can't spell, can't read, can't write, can't do math, can't do a damn thing.
And their kids going to be in the same cycle, teaching
nothing. And it's sad because it's like at this, because I teach second grade, this is a molding space. Like you can literally like help these kids. And I sit with a lot of my like IAP kids. Is it IAP?
IAP.
I've been drinking, so I don't remember. But yes, I sit with a lot of those kids, right? Those kids, those are my kids. Like I really take a lot of time with those kids in the second grade because I don't want them to get stuck in second grade. I flunked the first grade.
Yeah.
So I don't want my kids to do that. Like I literally fight for that. So last year, my kids I worked with last year, they all passed and they know they are third grade ready. This year I'm working with this now, but these kids are like, they can rap every song you put on the damn radio. They can't spell a damn thing. They can't read, they can't write. I was looking at one boy today. He was writing. I'm like, how are you even writing this? The way he was writing, it didn't make sense to me.
Dyslexia?
Yes. And then I also work with the IAP kid.
IEP.
There you go. Say it because I can't. Shout out to Tito's. But yes, those kids. I like working with them because for me, I can take the time to really like sit with them and work with them. Most of my kids that I work with, they're ready for the next year. That's why they keep me because I was supposed to go to third grade this year. They kept me in second grade because my kids I worked with last year, they were ready for third grade this year. And I was like, I want to go to third grade. It was like, no. The way you worked with the kids last year, we need you to be here in second grade for these kids because we need to be ready for third grade next year. And now that I understand that, like I'm happy about it, but I was mad because I wouldn't want to go to third grade. I wanted to go to third grade this year.
Oh, yes. And yes, Miss Renee, I have a 14-year-old. Me and Lamar actually have kids around the same age. He has
same names too.
Yeah, my son. Well, you don't mind saying your kid's name?
No, I'm
So my son is Taylor. His son is Tyler, and his daughter is Taylor. So 2 Taylors and a Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's sad with these schools. I think parents, we do have to get more involved. And I want to, Miss Reese said something about children with COVID. She was saying, well, C-19. She said that kids were basically bad prior to C-19. And so I can agree with that too.
She was never bad before COVID?
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you something, but the kid, it's not about them being bad. It's about their education, though. The education part. They don't know anything. We have kids in second grade who have kindergarten education.
Wow.
They don't know. They can't do. They can't blend words. They don't know what the sounds from the alphabets are. They don't know any of this.
Parents, yeah.
Because when they were sitting at home during COVID, Mama was at work. Papa was at work. Grandma was at work. Auntie, uncle, they was at work. They didn't sit with the kids and work with them.
Because they don't.
And then even when I got there, because I got there while they were doing Zoom for the kids was washing dishes while it was being in class. The kids were cleaning up rooms while it was being in class. The parents were not proactive with their child to learn while they were in class. So that's why I'm saying that the parents are a big problem.
Big time. I agree. And even for us that are in, I feel like intelligent people, professionals, it was very difficult personally to try to be to do all that at home with the kid. It's hard. I couldn't be a teacher. It was very difficult trying to keep stuff that I did years and years and years ago. Had to really try to study it and relearn it, reteach myself, watch YouTube videos, learn how to do some of this arithmetic. And so just think of people that we know that are not so smart.
Yeah.
And for me, it was that, and then just my patience, because I am that parent. Like, what does 3 plus 3? Yeah. So I had to reevaluate myself and realize if he does not understand, take a different approach.
You got to break it down for them.
Yeah.
Because I literally learned, like, you know how they will put the math problem like long ways, like it'd be like 5 plus 5 equals like this way, instead of stacking it like 5 plus 5, this way, right? One of my students, like, he does not get it if you put it the long way, but if you stack it, he gets it. And so, like, we go through that all the time with our students, but it's about learning how they learn. Yeah, I had a learning disability growing up, so for me, it's something I'm very passionate about, because I don't want nobody to fall backwards because they can't learn the way that they're teaching or the way that it looks. So if we're in a classroom and like it's long ways and you can't get them, like, stack it. Look, bam, bam, bam. What am I? Because it was like, it was yesterday. It was literally like, it was like 30 plus 10 is this. 30 plus 10 plus 100. This boy, he was so confused, and I was like, look, this is how you do it. Put the 100 on the top, put the 30 right here, put 20 back here. Where'd it go? He got it. But when they put it like long ways, he was like, what is this? I don't know. Yeah. But it's all about like teaching them, because literally, like, I'm never shy about. I had a very big learning disability growing up. I'm a visual learner. I cannot read to learn. I have to see it for me. So my kids, if I see that, I always do it with them. And so most of my kids, once I figured that part out, like, that's why the school loves me so much, because I would take them and like, look, I got them. Worry about the rest of the class. I got this work. And I can help them with that, because people don't really catch on to that much. And then they feel like it's a disability. It's not a disability. It's more about like, make it make sense for me.
Right. That's a lot.
If y'all put out all these numbers on the side by side, who fucking knows what that is? Stack it up for me. Let me see what it looked like. I know where the ones place is. I know where the 10 place. I know where the 100 place is. I know what that looked like. But when it's all side by side, there's no ones place, no 10th place, no 100th place. It's all side by side. So put it in the right place. So
and they got to show their work too.
They get it.
They got to show their work, computation.
Yeah. Yo, my guy today, I'm gonna tell you, my guy today, he saw that stuff today. I'm so proud of him. I wish I could shout out his name. My guy today, he saw it today. He stacked it. He did it together. He was answering everything on time today. Nobody could beat him today. But it's because I figured out his learning disability, and he literally knew how to do it. My kids love me because I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to make sure they know what to do. If they're gonna give you some words, let's sound them out. I'm not gonna tell you what they are. Let's sound them out. Period. And that's how it should work.
Right. And it sucks when the only teaching the kids get is at school.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that, because we definitely have to do more at home. But we've been on an hour.
Here we go, y'all.
So, any final thoughts on anything that we've talked about?
Well, I do want to say, y'all, for people who are just joining or watching from the bushes, learn how to support Black women in whatever space you're in. Whatever Black women that you're around, let them teach you how to support Black women. I also want to say, because we went on to the learning thing, if there's any parents out there, stop letting your kids go home and not help them do homework, because you're failing your child in a very big way. We can only do so much as a teacher, because we give the information, we give y'all the information. And when y'all go home, and when they get home, and y'all just be like, y'all do the homework for them, they still fail. So please, like, help your child and not fail your child.
Right. I just say take an interest all mine is just to the parent. Take an interest in your child and being better than you are, rather than just being a dummy. And discipline isn't the only thing your kids need. They need education. They need to be helped. You can know something. Be better citizens than you are.
Yeah.
It's definitely, in my opinion, parents' fault for kids to act the way they do. And Candace.
Can you come off of your avatar, please?
All right, I gotta go because my kids are. I'm not muted. My kids are not. I need to go. So,
like it's party.
What'd you say?
So they're like it's party time.
Yes, I gotta go.
All right.
But thank y'all for joining us for Champagne and Things. We normally do this every Wednesday when we are available for each other. Next week it'll be on my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the Candy Shop channel. Hit that notification button, turn them on all so you get notified every time she goes live. Go to my channel, do the same thing. If you are on my channel, her link is on my channel, so definitely subscribe to the channel. We love you guys very much. Are we out?
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited